separate these a bit more. I think this will probably be near enough, doesn't matter exactly. Shuffle your cards to begin with. You've done that, and fan the cards in front of you and think of a card which with a bit of luck you'll be able to remember. Hold it to your heart and put the rest of your packet in front of yourself. You've done that?
Done.
Right, Jean,
yes.
Will you put the cards that you're holding against your heart on top of Steve's packet on the table?
Okay.
And Steve, the cards that you're holding against your heart, will you put them on top of Jean's packet on the table?
Done.
Right, and Jean, will you drop the whole of the packet that is now in front of you on top of the ones in front of Steve? And square up. Okay. Now, the idea of this trick is I'm going to try to find your cards by touch, putting the cards in my pocket and feeling for them. But with the whole pack in my pocket, it does get a bit clumsy, so I am going to divide the pack into smaller packets. It doesn't matter exactly. In fact, that'll do, as they say on the quality courses. There. Right. You tell me, is either of your cards in that packet?
Not mine.
Not?
No.
No, none. Because these packets are much more manageable than trying to deal with the whole pack inside my pocket.
No, not mine.
Not yours.
Not mine.
Not yours?
Mine is...
But you have got yours. Right. So we can put those away.
Still not there.
Still not. So unless an untoward miracle has occurred,
We must be here.
we hope
Indeed
with a
it
bit
is
of
there.
luck. Okay. Now will you think of your cards, please? And I think I've got them. What was your card?
The 9 of spades.
The 9 of spades. And Jean?
King of diamonds.
The King of Diamonds.
Yes.
This trick does need a little bit of preparation. You need 50 cards, not 52, so you get rid of 2 somewhere beforehand. And for ease of performance, I like beforehand to establish what is the middle card, the 25th card. You can find it during the course of the trick, because you start by explaining what you want people to do by looking through and thinking of a card, and you could at that point count off 25. But it's more secure to know beforehand what the card is, and then you can separate at this point. I've looked before I started my explanation, and the 25th card was the 3 of diamonds, so I simply cut there and explained that I want them to hold the card against their heart, put the rest down on the table. This is not exactly as in the L&L book, and I changed it a bit for 2 reasons. One was simply that I thought it was a good presentation. Another was that it allowed you to give the impression that or emphasize the impression that they were thinking of a card, whereas in the original explanation, I think they just shuffled the cards and cut, which was more of a physical method of choosing. Thinking of a card allows you to put it over more strongly. It also gives you the cover for cutting the pack into 2 packets, each of exactly 25, which is a necessary part of the way it works. So I've done that. By looking at this, I've established I've got 25 cards there, 25 cards here. I can put them back, keep a bit of a break, just fumble for a bit, and then offer you some of the cards and offer you some of the cards. And each of you can now shuffle. So you shuffle and you go through what I described. You look through and you think of a card. And if you do, in fact, you're more likely do that, as I described, you're more likely to think of cards somewhere around the middle, which on the whole provides a better trick. It works more smoothly. And then, I think for the sake of explanation, I won't call you Jean and Steve, I'll call you Mr. Right and Mr. Left. Mr. Right, will you put your cards on top of Mr. Left's? Mr. Left, will you put your cards on top of Mr. Right? Mr. Right, will you put your total pack on top of Mr. Left's? And square them up. Now we come back. I have been turned round. I return to look at the pack and pick it up. And I talk about the fact that I'm going to find the cards by putting the pack in my pocket and feeling for them, but having a whole pack in my pocket is clumsy. So while I'm talking of that, I start dealing into 5 packets. And I deal casually and I start speeding up the deal. And after 5 cards, 5 rounds have been dealt, then I push off in 5s, keeping the order within the 5, but making it look as though it was casual. There are, in fact, 5 at the last packet. Oops, nearly dropped them, but that's okay. Now, did you actually go through the motions of thinking cards there, or did you actually remember cards? You did, good. It helps. So, this to me is packet number 1. Is either of your cards there? No. I like to leave the packets in their position along the edge of the table. It helps my aging memory.
No.
No, no.
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes. So if Mr. Right says yes, I put them in my right pocket, facing always to the left, whether it's your cards or your cards, always facing to the left. Your cards.
My card is here.
Your card is there. So he saw his card in packet number 3, you saw your card in packet number 4. You are Mr. Left, your cards go on the left. We changed the numbers round. There were 3 and 4, but yours will be in fact 3rd, and yours will be 4th. And I count from the outside in each packet. So Mr. Right's card is 4 from the outside on my right pocket. Mr. Left's card is 3 from the outside in my left pocket. And what was your card?
The 5 of hearts.
The 5 of hearts. And yours was the?
King of spades.
The King of Spades. Now, it sometimes happens that you show a packet and both of the spectators will see their cards in the same packet. There's no problem. You simply separate 5 and 5, and the packet in your right hand you put in your right pocket, facing to the left. The packet in your left hand you put into your left pocket, and you carry on just as before. It was packet number 3, so you count 3 from the outside in each pocket, and in that case the cards would have been 10 of spades and 8 of hearts. It works with no change.